A radio DJ by day in the hamlet of Bremen, Georgia, and a member of the Porch Dogs by night. Music was becoming a serious dedication for Marta, but making music a career is a big leap. A female vocalist trying to make her mark faces more than a few obstacles. Is it tougher for a man or a female or a male? Okay.
It's all, I think it goes in waves. I don't know. Oh, it's just harder for girls, period. Because, I mean...
Well, I'm not going to let you off like that, though.
For girls, because...
Now, explain.
Okay, here it is. Because every time you get somebody new in your band, and it happens, and then they go, oh, well, I don't know any chick songs. So who gets stuck the whole night singing songs, the same, like, 3 Patsy Cline songs, because that's the only ones the guys have ever heard that have ever played, so... And nothing wrong with Patsy Cline, and I do love her.
Always way in the future, back in the past.
We spent 9 years apart. We were high school sweethearts. Her dad had to move, take a new job. I went off to college, and we went separate ways. One of the first weekends I came and saw her in Georgia, she said in her letters that I'm in a band with my brother. So I'm thinking, you know, band play, I didn't know that, I was thinking maybe she's a backup singer the way she presented it and everything, or that she was just kind of not really the show. And she let out the first note, and I mean, it blew me away. I had no idea.
After 4 years with the Porch Dogs, Marta was ready to get out on her own and pursue her music career full-time. And the word was spreading.
I first heard about Marta through a couple of sources. An attorney that she'd been working with in Atlanta, a manager in Atlanta that we have done some business with, and also one of our creative staff, one of the guys that work here. And they were all very excited about her and her talent. And when you have 3 separate sources come to you and tell you about somebody, that really piques your interest.
People in Nashville were taking notice. Marta had gotten a good manager and began producing demos, but the hard work hadn't even begun.
My manager, I had to sort of convince him that I was going to stick it out and be the kind of person he could count on to do that. And I think that's fair. I think that you sort of do have to prove, especially in the climate that's there in Nashville now. I mean, I know I have to prove myself.
There are fewer people doing what Marta is attempting to get to than are playing any individual pro sport. There are fewer people doing that on the level in this industry. And so what she's trying to do, you can't be deterred by disappointment, because there are going to be disappointments.
The odds on getting a record deal in country music they're very, very long. It is so difficult.
I think her performing is great. She's a great person. She's a great singer. Please welcome Marta Tyree.
It was coming, but I didn't know when. I knew I'd have to let you go.
Nashville, for an unsigned artist that's trying to make it, how are you accepted? Are you accepted? Because there are a lot of artists out there. Come on, there are artists out there who have record deals that are...
And everybody knows you got to be in Nashville to do something, so everybody from all over the country has got to come in there and sort of break into the Nashville thing, and you get a lot of people that get very bitter about that, and if they haven't had success. There's a Willie Nelson quote that said, I'm not the most talented guy here, but I'm the one that stayed around. I've seen so many people leave this town, but I stayed, so. I think that's a big part of success, and I think Nashville looks at people from the outside and says, who is going to stick this out? And if we say no once, are you going to come back again? Or is that going to be it? Or are you just going to give up and go back home,
I can't tell you the hundreds of artists that we get pitched throughout the years, hey, would you work with this artist? That we turn down just here in the production and publishing companies, much less ever get pitched to labels. At the end of the day, if you think of the thousands and thousands of people that want to get a record deal, and on any given roster you might have 20 acts, it's very, very difficult.
The cliche of there are no overnight successes is very true. It takes time. It's a process of getting to know people and people getting to know your music.
Just wanna love you more and more and more.
What about personal sacrifices for Marta as an individual? What is there anything that you would change? If you could change anything at this level right now, what would it be?
I think that overall being in the music business, knowing that you have to, your weekends are always, I mean, for years now, ever since I've been out of college, it's always been that your weekends are taken up with, you know, you got to play. Even if you had a day job, you have to go play every weekend because that's what you do. So we have friendships. We have a lot of church friends that we spend time with on Sunday, but I think you have your family gets stronger, but sometimes your friends become more peripheral because they can do things on weekends, but hey, if you want to come to the club, you want to come out and hang out, you know, so if they don't want to go to a bar and come and hear you play and sing, you're probably not going to spend a lot of time with them. So that would be a personal sacrifice, I think.
When we come back, we'll see what music executives are saying about Marta and why the people around her have no doubt Marta is a diamond in the rough.